Okay guys, we got this 2008 Nissan Pathfinder. They said it got a lot of codes. Well, I shouldn't say it. They said it got a lot of lights. And they said the odometer wasn't working, but it looks like the odometer is working. Unless they meant speedometer. So I'm just gonna let this scan and then we'll come back to it. Let's see, we got 13 codes in the ECU. I think the report's done. Maybe. Sure, here's the mileage. It's like 106,435. Let's see what we got here. Oh, vehicle speed sensor, TSC, pressure, CAN communication, IAT. Wow. Big current sensor, current. I think we might have to do a visual inspection. Do we communicate with the trans? I don't see the trans on here. We gotta see if the trans is separate. I know some of these, I think Nissan. Could be wrong, might not be Nissan. One of them, they had like a dual throttle position sensor. Like, one went to the trans, one went to the engine. Let me save this. We'll pop the hood, we'll do a quick visual, and then we'll go from there. Well guys, somebody was in here. ABS module's all disconnected. Connector's all taken apart. Like they got the cover and stuff off of this. Let's see. Battery's tight though. It's a relatively new battery. There's our throttle position. Let's see. Wonder why they disconnected this. We got oil leak on the side of the motor. I'm not seeing anything obvious. Oh. I do see melted wires here though, guys. Look at that. The purple wire's all melted. See that? I'm gonna quick just try to get these moved to a different spot and look at them, see if there's anything damaged that might be important for us. I think our best bet might be to pull this harness up, take this air box out real quick and inspect that wire and make sure nothing's shorting. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I printed out a diagram right here. So our violet and light green is for our right rear power and signal to our wheel speed sensor. So that melted wire right there is to our wheel speed sensor. I think somebody was doing something with a power probe or something. I'm wondering if they cooked this module. I wonder what happens if we plug this in. Can we even plug it in? Oh, they broke the clip too. Look at that, they broke the clip for inside of here. Okay, so we got that connected up. The wires don't feel like they're heating up or anything, so I wonder if somebody did that with a power probe. My scan tool. I want to see if we can communicate with anything else. I should probably look at the network diagram too for this car. Let's see, did we save this? Let's see. I wonder if we can communicate with the ABS. There we go. Moment of truth. Nope. Start it up, see what kind of lights we get. It's got ABS brake. Oh, I wonder if that's what they're all complaining about. All those are related to the ABS module that we can't communicate with right now. I wonder if somebody took the fuses out too, because we don't know if we have power or ground to it. Somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to with this car. Okay guys, so let's look at this. So we have vehicle speed sensor, power steering pressure, Comm, IAT current. Is that fuel tank temperature sensor? I don't know. APB current, axle position, battery current. And those are all current codes. So, and we got that TCS circuit. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go in, we're going to look up these codes, see if anything's related, where they go. Okay, so I printed out all our codes. So, P1552, battery current sensor, circuit high. Let's look at all these. We got our P1553, battery current sensor performance. So those are probably related. P0643, power supply, circuit short. ECM detects that the power source for the sensor is excessively low or high. That's for our... Oh, it looks like it's for one of our circuits. Okay, so we got that. Got accelerator pedal position sensor circuit. Incorrect voltage. So we got this, our accelerator pedal circuit. High input, high voltage. And we got our P0183 fuel tank pressure circuit high, another high sensor. So it sounds like we're missing a ground. I put out both pages for this one. Fuel tank pressure sensor circuit range performance, so those are related. P0113, excessively high sensor voltage. Usually when that happens, we're missing a ground. Power steering sensor circuit, excessively low or high. So we might be missing a ground on that one. And we got our P112. TSC, ECM does not receive information from the ABS module, which we saw our ABS module was unplugged. And then we got our P0500 vehicle speed sensor. But if you look at this, it says that the vehicle speed signal is sent to the combination meter from the ABS actuator and electronic unit, control unit, by the CAN line, and that was unplugged. So now we got this narrowed down. So now I need to look at a wiring diagram, I guess. It's either that or somebody mixed the connectors up on some of this stuff. Let's see, battery current sensor. Where's our current sensor? Just wonder if somebody mixed up some plugs here. Here's our current sensor. Here's our connector. So that doesn't look like it can be mixed up. So I brought out the wiring diagram here. So we have this huge ground splice right here. You see this? And you follow this over, it goes to ground A. You see ground A right here. And this ground A down here, that one comes over here to our accelerator pedal right there. And then our power steering, right here is our power steering module, or pump sensor. That comes up here to this splice pack. So I'm going to check the grounds real quick. See what we got. See if we have a ground issue. Because if we have a ground, a missing ground, we'll have high. High voltage. Okay, so I got my test light connected to battery positive. Back probed into the black wire on the current sensor. We have a ground right now. I'm going to try starting it up. See if our ground goes away or not. Okay. So our ground is pretty good, at least right there. Now I do want to check our IAT sensor too. So I'm assuming our IAT is probably part of our mass airflow sensor. I'd have to look at the diagram for that one. But we can check our grounds over here at that. We could also have a bad, I don't think a 5-volt reference would do that. I think it would set a low code. So we can always look at them with like a Labscope and see what we got on there. Power steering sensor. I guess we'll go to the power steering sensor since it's right here. We'll just check our ground on there. So it looks like our ground's good there. Check our codes again. I'm gonna quick do a full scan while this is running. Okay guys, so here's our power steering pressure sensor right here. We follow this green wire up. It comes over here to this AVCC PSP. So I looked up all the AVCC because I figured there's an AVCC 1 and 2. So we'll highlight this. This comes over this way. There we go. So we got all our other stuff. So AVCC over here. This one comes down to our refrigerant pressure sensor and our battery current sensor. And then let's see, where's I think I clicked on that one by accident. Let me double check. Okay, so this other one goes to the EVAP. We didn't have a code for the EVAP pressure sensor. Oh yeah, we did. We had that's the pressure sensor, so that's another code that we have. So I wonder if we have a 5-volt reference shorted. I thought there was another. Let's see, AVCC. I think this is the one we weren't looking at. Let's see, where's this one go? Look at that. Accelerator pedal. Right here. So we're going to go scope these real quick, see what kind of voltage we got. Okay guys, not sure if you can see this. Got the Labscope set up. We got 0 volts right now on the power steering pressure switch right there. I tried going to our battery wire right here. This thing doesn't have any. So we have nothing there on the battery. I don't know if you guys can see that or if it's all blurry. There you go. So we have 0 volts there. So we'll leave this on this wire. We can unplug this. And then we got, let's see. We can't get that. But then we have, oh, there we go. We got it. No voltage change. And then we got our power steering right here. I'm gonna have to try to get this. Can't get it. Okay, so I unplugged that and our 5 volts came back up. So let's plug our power steering switch back in and then we'll scan for codes and we'll see what we have here. Oh, did that just, oh no, that didn't pull it down. Disconnected it. So let's see, let's go back. See what's current. Okay, so that does say current. But oh, my battery sensor isn't plugged in either. Let's see, I think this is a pink wire that's on this. Let's see if our 5 volts is back. Let's see. And look at that, we have 5 volts now on our pink wire. See if we can cycle this key and see if this comes back. But that'll make a big difference on our codes, I'm sure. All those other codes are probably going to go away. Let's see, read codes. Oh, and they say current. Wonder what would happen if we started this up. Let's see. So they still say current. So we have to clear them. Oops. Let's see. I think the mass airflow sensor was my fault because I went to unplug it. I'm like, oh, that wasn't on the circuit. Let's just clear these and see what happens. Why didn't it clear? Look at that. Big difference, guys. So we got that part done. So now we got an IAT Sensor circuit, our CAN. So we're gonna go, I guess we'll go after this, just see, fault scan. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to shut this off. I'm gonna clear all the codes in the system. We'll do a, let's see, let's just do an auto scan. We'll clear all the codes in the car and then we'll start over. And I'm gonna also check our fuses, see if anything blew with that ABS module. Okay guys, so I went and got my fuse kit because I was going down to this real quick and look, 10 amp and then 10 ABS fuse missing. So we're gonna stick that in there and see if that does anything. If we get any smoke or anything, we need to figure out what's going on here. So we'll just use my circuit breaker. That way we don't blow up a whole bunch of fuses. And we'll see if anything starts sizzling. Actually, I can't even put that in there. We may have to use a fuse. Oh, that was probably the wrong fuse too, because I need a, it's just a normal, it's a normal, what do you call it, like ATM fuse. Okay, so I don't feel any heat yet. Got the fuse in there. Let's turn the key on. And we'll start a fault scan. And let's see if it's going to scan the ABS. Still no ABS. Let's see if this is getting hot. Somebody might have damaged the ABS module. So we got that. I'm going to quick check to see if there's any other ABS fuses. There's probably a big one for the motor. Might have to go look at the, oh, they're here. There's an FL30 amp for the motor and this FL40. Oh, the 30's missing. Looks like, assuming the 30 was supposed to be here. Yeah, I'm assuming that's supposed to be the 30. Or is there another set of fuses? No, because horn relay's there at the bottom. So yeah, I guess we gotta put a 30 in there. Do I have a 30? I do have a 30. I don't think that's the right size though. Looks like we're gonna have to find something to put in there. Guys, what do you see this like ghetto contraption I came up with? I didn't have power over here on the red wire right there. See, I stuck my pin to the wire. So what I did was, because this takes a Oh god, my wires, my diagrams blew all over. Yeah, pick these up. It's a really big moth laying there. So I put a fuse across there, 30 amp fuse, and then I took my trim tool. I have a jumper in the pins here because if you look, that's 30 amp for the trailer, for the ABS, 30 amp for the trailer tow, and then 40 amp for the ABS solenoid. So it's kind of ghetto. I didn't know how to jump it without like getting a whole bunch of spade terminals out and trying to do something, and you saw how the wiring was already. But look at this. We have ABS module. So this needs a oh, is that our connector? That's our cover. So we got the piece for the ABS module. Let's go in here, let's see what codes we got. Right rear, left rear. Okay. Cycle our key. I wonder why we got the codes for the left and right rear. We should probably go back there and see if they're melted. Right rear and left rear. Okay, let's try starting this up. Well, we got our slip in that engine signal. Let's see. Let's do a quick erase on all these. See what comes back. You're probably gonna be a lot happier. We might get like a invalid data received from module or something like that. Look at that. Yeah, it's airflow sensor circuit. It's not plugged in. Oh, it's not plugged in. I think that's why we had our IAT. Let's try this again. Yeah, I can't believe. Okay, let's try starting this up. Let's do a fault scan. I don't know why it skips the ABS at first. It comes back and does the ABS then. At least it did, unless my fuse moved. I gotta do, because our other modules will be complaining. Oh, we don't. Do we not have 4-wheel drive that time either? See, look how many times it scans ABS. Look at that. So we went from a no comm to we have codes. And we knocked down all our codes. We got rid of all our ECU codes just because of a pressure sensor pulling down a 5-volt reference circuit. So I'll let this finish scanning and I'll call the customer and we'll look underneath the back of the car. But I think this was a major victory so far. Look at that, let's do a report. Vehicle speed sensor, ABS. There we go. Save this. There we go. Major progress. Okay guys, so I came down here. There's our sensors on our differential on either side. See that? And then I saw that they come up to here. They share a single connector right here. So both sensors are in the same one, but this wire's just sitting up here, and it looks like it's all retaped. Like somebody was in here. It doesn't look melted back here though. But like it comes over here and it's all zip tied and then ran up to here, up to this mess. And then it goes up, I don't know if it goes into the core. Actually, it feels like there might be like a connector up here or something. Oh no, it goes into the harness on the frame rail. But like, why was this untaped? And what happened? Like, what happened on this car? That's what I'm wondering. So I don't know if we need to take down this wire here. We need to test the wire, or the sensor's good and the harness is just damaged somewhere. Like, cause the harness, you can see it runs right through here. It looks like somebody was in there. Somebody probably was, because this is unclipped. So they probably pulled all that out. Yeah, this is all unclipped right here. So they probably pulled this out. I don't know if they were checking something, and like I said, use a power probe and just melted stuff or what. But we're gonna have to go from there. Okay guys, so I unplugged the sensor in the back and plugged it back in. And now look. So our right rear sensor works. I don't think it worked before. I'm sorry, our left rear. Our right sensor doesn't work, so you can see that. So that's reading. Let's go back. Let's turn the car off. I don't want it to get too hot. Let's go back. Let's read our codes. Okay, so our right rear sensor, we have a code for. So we're gonna go back, we'll look at it with a Labscope, see if we get anything on it. I'll leave the key on. Okay, so we're under here with our Labscope. I got the Zeus set up. So right now we have, looks like, what is it, 11 volts? 11.33 on this white wire. Let's go to our other side. Let me plug this in quick. We'll set you guys up. I don't know if you guys can see anything. There we go. So we're in there pretty good. And we got 0 volts on this other white wire. Let's go to our other ones up here. So that one's 0 and this one's 0. So we got 0 volts on both those black wires. So I'm going to go to the front. We'll scope the ABS module in the front. Okay guys, so I thought I pulled these apart, but apparently they're still melted together, and they're melted together pretty good. So I'm going to shut the car off. We're going to pull these apart, and then we'll see. We'll pull the airbox out again, and we'll see if we can get our 12 or our 10 volts back there. Because I could have swore that I had separated them, but it's been a couple weeks since I got to look at this again. You turn our light off underneath here. So I'll do that and then we'll come back to it. Okay guys, so these wires were melted more than what I remembered. And look, they came down here and they were all shorted out. It only seems to have damaged the these two wires. Like all these other ones, like there's some plastic on them, but it doesn't look like it melted into them at all. It's really strange. Like there seems to be no damage. I'm not saying that there isn't any damage, but it seems to be only these two wires for some reason just like melted together. So I'm assuming these were the only ones carrying the current. So I want to show you something. So right now you see 0 volts. 0 volts. So if I touch this onto the purple right here, we got 0 volts. Okay, so if I go onto the green, wherever it's melted, let's see, where's the green? Where's a good spot for the green? We can just probe it too. Maybe then. Oh, I knocked my ground off. That's why we weren't doing anything. There we go. So ground's on. Look at that. 11.36 right there on the green. So if we touch like this purple where I cut it, because I cut the purple. So right here. Oops. Touching it right on the tip there. Look at that. 11 volts. Because I cut this purple wire. Now if we touch here on this one, we get nothing. So if we touch these two together right here like this, if we touch it like this, you'll see our voltage. Whoops, hang on, let me actually touch this. Gotta touch it on the purple somewhere. Sorry guys, it's just a little hard to do. There we go. So we got our 10 volts. So now if I touch the tip of the purple back to the purple, gets pulled, it starts getting pulled down the more contact that I make. So like I'm just touching the tip right onto there and it's pulling it down. So this actually pull it down to 0 to better the contact, but since I've been manipulating it, it's not as good. So what I'm hoping to do is maybe, I don't know if those wires come in here. I pulled the panel up here. I wanted to see if the wires were melted going down to the back. I took this cover off. Got to these wires. I was hoping to find like twisted wires in here going to the back. If I don't see those colors, I got everything else in here but those and twisted. So I don't know how they run. I was hoping that they would just go through here. I was hoping it would be like this guy, this silver one, and this one, but these aren't twisted, so yeah, I don't know. I would think they'd be twisted all the way through the car. I can scope them, see what's on them. But that's what I was hoping. I was hoping they ran through the car and went to the back. The only other thing that I could do is run a jumper wire all the way to the back, but I was hoping to find a spot where they weren't damaged, so I could just run them. The only other thing is, like, if they don't go into the car, they might run over the engine bay. Okay guys, so I just twisted up a whole bunch of wire right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder it onto these. I'm going to cut these two, solder it onto these, put some heat shrink over it, then we'll just run it all the way down the frame and some loom, and then we'll see if it works. And it should work, and we should be done with this. Okay guys, so I got it all soldered on, heat shrunk. So I'm going to run these wires to the back. I'll put them in loom, and then hopefully we'll be done with this. Well guys, I usually don't run a repair harness, but we ran it down here along with the brake lines, the fuel lines, running it all the way down, and now we're here. So I'm going to run it up through the wheel well, and then hopefully we'll connect back here somewhere. I don't know if we'll connect back here. I'll probably just run just like they did right over to the sensor. We'll just tie in right here at the back of the sensor. So I'm thinking about doing. So our purple and green's right there, and we should be able to, we could probably disconnect this and pull it back and then splice it in there. Okay guys, so we got the harness all soldered on, so I'm going to wrap this in electrical tape, and then we'll connect it up and we'll try it. Okay guys, so I got the harness all routed up around here the best I could. I ran it down, ran it across the pipes like they did. Comes around, it's all wrapped in Tessa tape, and then I got the connector zip tied up here, so I can't move around and flop. So I'm going to lower the car down, we'll try it. Hopefully it works. Here's what I did here in the front. So I wrapped the tape around, the harness around, routed it up here, it goes down, and then it goes on the inside the brake line so it can't rub on the steering rack. So yeah, so we got that. So I'm gonna put the airbox and stuff back in, and then we'll start it up. So here you go, guys. So that's how it's routed. It's routed all the way up around the back. Comes over, and then there we go. We got the airbox back on. So now I'll go grab my scan tool, clean my hands off real quick, and then we'll see if this works. Okay, guys. Let's turn the key on. Let's see. Let's erase our code. Now this code would come back if we cycled the key and read the codes. So let's cycle the key. See if our code comes back. Because we might have a bad sensor too. The sensor might be damaged. What does say current? Let's try let's go into live data. See if we get a, because the sensor might be damaged. That is a possibility. I do have another sensor we could try. We need to see if we have voltage back there, but I want to also just start this up real quick. Okay, so I've started. Let's see what happens when I put it in gear. Okay, so we do only have, oops, thought it stopped. Okay, so we'll just lift this up. We'll check our voltage back there. I'll leave the key on. Let me raise this up. Okay, guys, so right now we got 10 volts on the wire on the left. So right there. So we move over to the other one. Let's see. Oh, that zip tie slid off. See if we can get into this other one. So we have 10 volts on the other one. So I'm going to quick move over to the blacks. I'm going to put my phone down. I'll check them. And if they're good, then we probably have an open circuit. Guys, we got a shorted harness. So look at this, 10.46. Oh, we're on the black, okay? So if I wiggle this, watch what the scope does. Look at that. It doesn't always do it because I can actually get it to a spot where it doesn't do it. But it's in the harness there. Because like if I wiggle the probe itself, oh, now it's doing it at the probe. It's weird. I think like the sensor's shorted, but it's like weird because like I can get good contact on the probe. Like right now we're good. And it's not doing it. I think it's like something in the harness. And like it just intermittently shorts out because like now it's not. No matter what I do with the probe, it's not acting up now. Like I think somewhere in there it's messed up. So I'm going to get our new sensor. I'm going to plug the new sensor in there. And then we'll see if we can get a speed signal. So guys, I don't know if I can, yeah, I'm not going to be able to show you guys this. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you guys this one-handed. Let's see. Let me set you guys up on a stool. There we go. Maybe I can show you guys somehow. Let's see. Do like a wide angle. Hopefully this shows up. Look at that, we got vehicle speed. There we go, that was right rear or left hand. Let's go to the other one. Hopefully you guys could see that. I don't know how much you guys could see. I was trying to hold at the same time. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So what I was doing was, you can see right here, left hand, and then the blue is right hand. So you can see it right there, how we were making speed. So what I was doing was I was taking a screwdriver, and all I was doing was maneuvering it in front of here really, really fast, right on the end of the sensor. Like going really, really fast on each one of these. and then you can simulate a vehicle speed, because all you're doing is simulating these notches that come across. So every time when these go in, it pulls the magnet close and then it pushes it away, or like it creates a magnetic field in it. Like it, the magnet, there's a switch in there and a Hall effect sensor, and it every time closes or opens the circuit. So that's what you're doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to quick zip these out. Looks like this is held in by RTV or something, because there's no gaskets on here. We'll get these sensors in, and then we'll see if it works. I think it will, and then we'll be done here. So guys, I got the old sensors out. I'm not sure why there's all this RTV around it, because they don't go into anything. Like somebody put RTV around the sensors. They just pass through. You just pass through the Ks, like they're not exposed to anything. So I got them in there. I got the harness clipped in. I think the clip was on the wrong way, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go that way, because it was on the other way before, I think. But yeah, it's all clipped in. I'll lower this down. We'll try it one more time. If it don't work, I'm going home. It's late. So guys, look at this. So when I put it in gear, look at that. They both work. We got speed on both of them. This is awesome. So I'm going to quick put the rest of the car back together and we'll take it outside. And this is done. Just want to show you guys real quick. So, got the cover on the ABS, everything's back together. So we'll take this outside, we'll quick do a test drive in the parking lot. And then this should be done. Just scanning all the modules real quick. I want to clear all the codes so we get rid of all these, so we know what's set. Because almost all these lights right here, slip, ABS, that's usually from the and the VDC, that's usually from the ABS module. I don't know what code it has, like why the ECU is, unless it's from the ABS module. It could have been vehicle speed. It's probably vehicle speed. Let's see. FTT Sensor, is that fuel tank? Temp. I don't know what FTT is. What's our code? I'll look that up while we clear these. 181. Okay guys, well, okay, so the lights went off. So when I went in the ABS module, turned all the lights on in the dash, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great, we won't know if there's a problem. Then they went off after like 10 seconds. So we're gonna bring up our vehicle speed. We'll back this out. Okay, so there we go. We'll graph merge these. There we go. No idea if that fuel tank temperature sensor code's gonna come back or not. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Now they're going to be slightly different because I'm turning the wheel. It's just oh, so this thing just went into limp mode. I can't give it gas, and I have no idea why. Because our vehicle speed sensors are now working. Let's see. So we don't have a problem there. Let's go to trouble codes. Engine signal. So we need to see what engine signal is, like, is something not plugged in right? Because the RPMs now are stuck up at like 1,000. Oh. Well, that's exciting. I think we had this issue before when the fuse blew. So you think we had a fuse blow again? Well, that's exciting. I don't remember what fuse it was. It's kind of like in the middle of the driveway too. Let's see, can we move this? I think we'll look at this tomorrow.